Sentimental FX update for the 16th of December, FOMC day. If this is just a demo account, if this was live, I'd be considering taking profits because we got the risk event at 7 p.m. UK time. But because we're just testing and this is the bubble deviation strategy, we should exit when the bubbles converge, and the signal to open is when the bubbles diverge. And these are all the signals where we've seen a divergence of the bubbles. The pound really rocketed, so that's why it entered, and the pound trades are going well, and Euro Aussie is going less well. So just a quick overview, and we're just about breaking even from last week. Was pretty terrible because the pound misbehaved last week and it just rubber banded left and right on the axis. So just a quick overview of the robot. It's going quite well. So let's have a look at S&P. So here's a H4 chart, and it's just on rocket mode, and we're breaking that resistance is what I thought it might do there. We're breaking above, and so daily R1 is 3707, and your monthly daily pivot is 3668, and now that's going to be key. I've got the daily pivots on, so it's probably a little bit better for anyone trading this, because then you can see, we're bullish above, and tomorrow's bias is bullish because tomorrow's pivot's higher than today's, so that's bullish. And we've got an ascending MA and a very skewed retail sentiment. 11 people are selling and one person's buying, so they're really convinced it's going to fall. Quick look at gold. We did take out the SLC. It was at 1851, where the new one is 1860. It hasn't really moved in size, so it tells me they moved their stops just a little bit. We are a sell at the high level, and they're going long, so that would be fairly bearish. But we see how it's just not respecting the sentiment. They went long at this point, but yet it came up, so they got paid. Those guys who got paid there, so it was a bit naughty that the herd got paid. But it happens 20% of the time. It can happen. AJ, just going to zip through these today. Was it not reading it? Huh. Oh, 78.72, 78.02. I think this is going to be likely. 75.80. This is a large stop loss cluster. So we're 8 pips away. It's very likely. 75.39. Check your greens. It's just technically bullish. EA 16102 and 16035. EU. Wow. Stop loss cluster hunt, and so that's just everyone trying to sell it basically at 12180. So obviously it's been taken, and 12099. ECB did mention the FX rate yesterday, so the news does come into play for things like this. So do keep an eye on the news. We've got a news robot. If you want to join that, then that's fine. That's t.me/QDB news. So join that, and then you can see what's going on with this pair. So this is quite likely central bank. That looks like a bit of a push from the central bank. Someone said something perhaps, or maybe it could be Brexit related. It's going to benefit the Eurozone and the UK if we get a deal. There's the pound. So these are the buy signals from the bubble deviation. 135.03 and 134.27. So we took out the SLC, so it's taking that liquidity. Check your signal, check your greens, and that's them selling it. So therefore it comes up like a rocket. And now it's got a weak dollar, 71.21. and the 70.54. And the reason for the dollar weakness is because we're risk on. Remember to check your S&P chart. If that's going in rally mode, the dollar's going to suffer, the US dollar. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Do check your risk. That's why we start the S&P every day. So yeah, soft dollar because of the stocks are rallying. It's interesting. There's your MR1 12576 and 12563, and one above is 12681. Pound yen 14001 and 139 on the dot. I think these are going to rally because of the softer dollar, and don't forget the correlation with pound yen and pound USD, things like that. 104.17 and 102.98. We are a sell and have been for the longest time. Just for months and months it's been a sell, this pair, so we should be coming down because, you know, it's just really skewed. Check your monthly support 103.05. Dollar CAD, more dollar weakness, 12746 at 12685. We have a sell and have been for ages, like UJ. And dollar Swiss, wow, some big moves. 89.11, and the stop loss cluster was in past tense 88.34. We're taking that out. We actually hit my target. I exited at my target 88.50. It was probably a bit premature, but I did get a good entry and I made lots of pips. It was just a micro lot, but you know, it's still, you know, still profit. I knew it was going to come down because I looked at a pitchfork on the daily chart and it was just descending and it just looked really bearish. There's your monthly pivot for bias as well, and we're very far below that. Take your moving averages and take your sentiment as well. Yeah, so the testing's going well, very well. We're actually making profit now after last week, so that's really cool. There's no need to reverse or do any fancy averaging or anything like that, because we know 80% of the time the robot will be successful. So we have to cater for that 20%. So there's no need to reverse or anything like that. We'll just have to, you know, accept that 20% of the time we'll have some losses, but 80% of the time we'll be successful. So yeah, if this was real, I'd probably be taking profit now, but it's just a demo, so we'll wait for the bubbles to converge and then we'll see what happens. So and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow, and let's see what happens with these signals, and fingers crossed.